Hi everybody, welcome to Jonna's Crochet Journey. Today is Wednesday when I was making my notes to do the video. Wednesday the 16th of April 2025, but at the time of recording it is April 17th at like 1 in the morning. I wanted to come on and show the stuff that I have finished for my grandson that is due at the end of June so that I can get it packaged up and sent out in the mail. So yeah, that's where I am right now. So in the last video, I showed that I was finished with, I did 2 hats, 2 different sizes, because I'm not really sure how big the baby's head's gonna be. And the first one looks a little bit too small, so hopefully the second one will fit his little round head. So first, I want to welcome back my crafty yarny friends who have been with me for a while, and welcome to all the new people who are following me on my life and crochet journey. Yeah, I don't know where the day got away, but obviously the lighting's a little different because it's dark outside and I am recording this and there's no like extra light behind to help, so I'll just do the best I can do so that I can get this recorded and uploaded tonight before I go to bed. So I'm going to go over quickly a couple things that I showed in the previous video, just to bring everybody up to date. That way, you know, it's the whole Layette set and then some extras. And then, like I said, I can get them packaged up and get it out in the mail. So the yarn that I used was a mill end white, and it's a 4-weight. And then I used a 5mm hook. And the other color is, I love this yarn in an ombre, a blue ombre, denim ombre. You can tell it's late because I can't even find the stinking color name. So it's 100% acrylic. We all know Hobby Lobby. And I had 3 skeins of this, and it's 252 yards per skein. So in saying that, there was just a very teeny tiny amount of yarn left. So I showed, okay, let me get my notes out here. The Baby Beanie by Kylie Keller, and she is on Ravelry. So I paid for the pattern, I believe, but don't quote me. And this was the first hat that I made, and I feel like it's too small. So then I think I went up a hook size. Or this is the 0 to 3, so then I did the 3 to 6. So, because I'm not sure. So they did pattern up different. So there'll be 2 hats going in the box. And then I showed the sweater. This is called the Thomas Cardigan by Crochet for Baby. There's that. And 5mm hook for this as well. Same yarn. And I chose when to change out the yarn colors. And then last week I didn't have the buttons on. So this is what it looks like. I only did 4 buttons. I like the sleeve. It's a front post, back post. And again, I made the decision of when to change out the yarn. I don't know if how well you can see that with the front post, back post. So 4 buttons. That's done. Then I mentioned that I was going to do the booty sock pattern by Jada and Stitches, which I did with a 4.25mm hook and of course the same yarn. So these you could either have straight up or you can fold them down. And then if you wanted to fold them down, they'd be like that. They seem kind of big for a newborn. But I don't know. This isn't my normal sock pattern. And this was supposed to be for younger, but anyways, even if they're a little big, what are you gonna do? I did finally find the sock pattern that I normally use. So I have started the next set for the next grandbaby that's due in the beginning of September. So using the same sweater pattern, just different colors because we don't know the gender of this one. And then the last part of the Layette set was the baby blanket. I used 5mm hook for that as well. And I didn't use any specific pattern. I just went with what I felt was right. I was going to use a certain pattern, and then I just didn't like how it was coming out. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do my own thing. So this is the blanket. So I started out you know, with the blue, and then I did the white, and then I did like some window rows, or no, that's not what I did. I did X's. So like I would skip a stitch, put in a double crochet, and then I'd back up, like cross over it like an X, and then it made these little holes. And then I would do a couple rows of double crochet, do another row of X's, and then I just tried to keep the same amount of rows, so the blue, the white, big blue, and just kind of like do a mirror image. And then double crochet was my border. So there's that. All right, so now another layette set is complete. Also going to that grandbaby, and I showed this as well. This was using a Bernat velvet. I still have to weave in right there, but other than that, it's really soft, and this is a good enough size that it can grow with the baby. And I love this velvet stripes in the cake or whatever, and I don't have any of this left, so that's a bummer. And I tried looking it up to see if I could find some, and that's not easy either without paying a ridiculous price. And then the last thing that I have made that I will be sending is I took him out of the bag. This is Curious George. And I was going to do a lovey where you crochet around a hair tie to go around his neck. But I wanted to use Bernat baby blanket yarn. And I started to use that yarn with an 8mm hook. And it was just like super scrunchy, like twisting in weird positions, and I just didn't like it. So I ended up not doing a lovey around a hair tie. So Yarnspiration Bernat baby blanket. This is a super bulky 6. Says to use an 8mm. The color is Little Sandcastles, and I figured to make a granny square blanket, however big, one skein got me, and then that was it. And I figure this could be more like car seat or a stroller blanket, just something really soft that, you know, they can leave in the car seat, so every time you know, they get ready to go somewhere, this could be the little security blanket for traveling. So it's not very big, but you don't want it to be huge. And like I said, it's just the granny square. You know, it does have the holes, which is not the best for like traveling or sleeping, but for traveling it's fine. And again, you know, this is Bernat baby blanket yarn. You know, they're down south, so you know, I want them to have something soft but not too big and bulky. So that is it for my makes for right now for this grandbaby. I try to do, you know, the velvet blanket and then acrylic for each one. Sometimes it takes me a little longer to get everything together, but I definitely wanted the Layette set. I mean, one of these booties seems a little bigger than the other. I might have had a tighter tension, but I want each grandchild to have a set So when they grow up, they can know that Grandma made this for them. And, oh, the Bernat Velvet Stripes is the one that I'm having a hard time finding. And that color was shark skin. I did save the band. So for upcoming, I have started the next Layette set. I chose neutral. I'm working on the sweater cardigan using the same pattern. I did find, like I said, this original sock pattern that I always use, and I think I'm going to go back to this one. I like Jada and Stitch's pattern, and I would probably have to go down to an even smaller hook size, and it's hard for me to work with that, so I'm probably going to go back to this one. It says sport weight, but I've used the 4 before. So that's going to be the booty sock pattern that I used. And I have my colors picked out for the blanket if I don't use the same yarn as the Layette Set. I'm not sure because I only have so much. But anyways, I appreciate everybody taking time out of your day to see the Layette Set finished. A couple other goodies that are going to go in the box that I made besides some other things that, you know, have nothing to do with crochet. And yeah, I'm going to get this uploaded so that maybe over the next couple days everyone will have a chance to look it over and watch it and comment. I like chit-chatting with everybody in the comments. I did notice when I was looking at my I'm tired, I can't even think of the name, where you look at things on your YouTube algorithms, that's the word, and it shows you how many people watch that are not subscribed, and that's a lot. I'm, you know, getting new subscribers, which is awesome. I'm not up to 1,000 yet, which is my goal, to my next goal. And once I reach that goal, I'll make another one. But I'm like, if these people that are watching would subscribe so that they could like the videos, and maybe they do like the videos, but if you subscribe when you watch them, that would be a huge help to my channel. So, you know, sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people, or you may watch once and think, all right, she's not too bad. And, you know, and you come back and watch, you know, just click that subscribe button if you like what you see. And that might help my numbers go up a little bit faster, and I can reach my first goal. And then, you know, who knows what will happen after that. All right, everybody, I'm going to get this uploaded, and I just want to thank everybody. So please like, subscribe, share if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.